Hey everybody, this is Lynna, and you're watching Lynna's Life. Yes, Lynna's Life. I am in the town of Gig Harbor, Washington, and I am 2 days post-op from my breast augmentation surgery, and I just wanted to, chit chat a little bit about everything, really. I mean, it's been a while since I've been on live, so whoever's going to be out there um, live, this is going to be an interesting one because there's so much to share. There's so much information, and it's so many things have happened, in my life, and I am just absolutely beyond belief happy. I mean, really, just really happy. Um, Tears of joy, just oh my gosh, like a sense of like peace, a real like overflow of just gratefulness. And I'm just like, wow, I get to live my life, right? I mean, counting down to everything was, you know, amazing enough, but finally getting there, finally getting to the place where I wasn't counting down the days to my surgery, and that I was literally, I mean, it was literally happening. I woke up that morning on the 12th and I was like, okay, this is happening. This is the real deal. This is taking place. What are we going to do? How are we going to respond? And honestly, I came in with an open slate. I was just like, I just want to be in the moment. I want to feel it. I want to know that everything that happened. And so my senses were very heightened when I woke up that morning on the 12th. Shadow had gotten me up at 2 in the morning. So I literally hadn't really slept at all, um, other than from like probably 10 till about 2. And then after that, it was like, you know, it was a free for all because I was just like, just my mind was racing. I mean, this is a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal, and in the life of a person like me, and I just really, oh my gosh, I was just really super excited. Like I couldn't wipe the grin off my face. I was just like ecstatic, thinking that this was the day and I was finally going to have my dreams come true. You know. And as you can see, I look a wee bit different. Just a wee bit. I I have breasts, I mean, literally this is not a pad. This is me, right? So I'm like, what? This is just like one of the greatest things that could ever happen to me as a woman is to have been given the ability to have my breast augmentation, you know, and here I am, here I am, and I'm just exuding more confidence than I ever have, and I just feel really, really good about myself, very comfortable, very much, grateful for everything. Um, So Connie Eagle writes, "Hello, hope everything goes good for you." Thank you, Connie. Everything has gone very good for me. You know, I must have had the best doctor that I could ever wanted. But before I go into detail about the doctor, I just wanted to kind of like summarize how I'm feeling. Um, you know, I told myself that I wasn't going to take hydrocodone or oxycodone, but I've just, given it to 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 my caregivers, just doing whatever they ask me to do, you know. And if they want me to take oxycodone, then I'll take it, and they're helping me with my like schedule for taking painkillers and things like that. So I've been on regular um, doses of oxycodone now, and I'm going to be lightening the the load of having oxycodone, and then maybe just go with more extra strength Tylenol, and just go with that instead. But it's really gone really smoothly. I just haven't really experienced any issues at all, and none, not even the slightest. I mean, it's like a whirlwind when you think about it. It's just like everything took place within the matter of like from the time I got there at like 7:15 is when we got to the parking garage over downtown Seattle, and I just we had to be there at 7:45. That was my arrival time. I didn't want to be there any sooner because I didn't, I just wanted to be on time. And we sat in the car, and I just sat and thought and everything. And I was like, okay, this is going to hurt, but it's going to be worth it, you know. So I was just like, all right, let's do this, let's do this. And my friend, we parked on the third floor like we're supposed to so that the wheelchair access could be, there for us when I came back, and got back to the car. They could put me in the wheelchair. Um, Everything, just anything that was going to go smoothly, went smoothly that day. Like, like thinking about the traffic issue, there really wasn't much traffic to talk about. Um, to Just when I got to the office, they were like, okay, so good to see you, Lynna. And then, you know, a nurse came in, and my nurse Sue, she came in, and she just was like, remember me? Because she was in her scrubs and her surgical cap and everything. And I was like, oh yeah, I remember you. And my friend was like, yeah, you know. So we ended up talking about certain things, and she was, after I was led back to the room by myself, um, they took a height, they took a measurement of me of weight, and then they actually, um, my nurse Sue actually gave me my, the clothes and everything. Like there was like this operating gown that I had to wear, and at first I put it on facing forward so that the opening was in the front, and then after that, they had given me some traction socks, which I wish they would have just let me keep because I loved them. They were so cute. Blue, and after that, they had given me a surgical cap, so I put that on, and then I put on the like blue robe thing, I put that on, and just sat and waited. And my friend came in, and then the doctor came in, and he was like all chipper in the morning. It's like he was like, yeah, let's do this. We're gonna put in a good set of boobs today. And I was the first one on the list, so he was bright, shiny, ready to go. And he was just animated, and he was just excited. He was like literally, he was excited to be there, and I really loved his enthusiasm, and just his demeanor made me feel comfortable as a patient. And that's what my doctors always made me feel, is patient as a patient is to be comfortable. So one of the questions that I had for my doctor was, since I'm a woman of trans experience, that this surgical procedure, how does it affect the anatomy of a person who was born with a male anatomy? You know, so like the chest wall is a little different. How the gap is in the middle. All that is just a little different. So pec muscles typically are built, like when you work out, so that they flex out like this. So, you're working out a muscle, and it would tend to flex out this way. And that's not a good thing when you're getting breast implants, because you want your breast implants to give you coverage in the cleavage area, right? So you want to be able to not have a big, like, unsightly gap in the middle, between your breasts. So he was like explaining to me that in his experience dealing with cis women and dealing with trans women, that there were different things that he would do. Because I told him, I said, um, doctor, I just wanted to know why you chose to go over the muscle for my implant. And I said, in all the research that I've done, the majority, like not just 80%, but like 95% of all implants that are put in by plastic surgeons always go submuscular. And it actually takes longer to recover in a submuscular implant augmentation, breast augmentation, mammoplasty, right? So they literally have to separate the muscle from the cavity inside the body and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not like a professional or anything, so I don't portray one on TV. I don't know anything about medical stuff. All I know is just kind of like the basics, right? So I was just like really excited to hear why he was choosing to get me a um, over the muscle implant. And Mindful Moose says, "You're looking good. I agree. Stay away from the oxys. No good." Yeah, I'm only doing it because of the pain, and I'm weaning off of it. I mean, I don't know what the benefit was of it. I mean, it's not like, oh boy, I had an oxycodone. Let me have more. I just, it's not a big deal. But what was it? Yeah, he was telling me specifically that what I needed to do um, was to, well, not what I needed to do, but what was happening was that in his experience, you know, 95% of all implants are put in under the muscle, submuscular. So, in the small percentage that it's placed over the muscle, it's because they want to create more like um, diameter, because with an implant that would be, put in underneath the muscle would want to pull at the implant and pull it out this way. So now the implant is actually over my muscular subglandular, I think they call it, and it's over my muscle, which won't impede on the breast implant itself. And he said that it would give me the best results, So I'm like beyond, beyond. I don't even know how to explain it. I am beyond appreciative or um, amazed at how everything went and how everything looks. I mean, literally, it's phenomenal. It's amazing in this day and age that a person like me could go in for a procedure and then literally come out looking so incredibly different, and I feel so like, I mean, I feel so good about myself, I mean, it's just like finally my body feels like my mind and my spirit would want to feel, like it already knows. So my body was behind, right? But now it's like my body caught up. So I just, oh, it's just a great feeling. And I love this. Okay. This is one of the things that I didn't see coming, but I just love how, I love angles and things like that. So I notice all these little nuances and things in my anatomy and how it's changing. But one of the things that really is just fascinating to me is, I mean, you can see it even now. See how my shoulder kind of goes like that? It kind of goes like that. So it kind of curves, it kind of slopes up like that. And then my arm just kind of drapes over because I'm kind of like, I mean, there's things in the way now of being able to be straight. So it's like, I don't know, it just feels different. It feels awesome too because it just I just feel so good about it. It feels so natural to me. And I don't really know, I don't know how to explain it. I really don't. But I just know that it gives me a sense of peace and a comfort level with my own self and with my body that I've never ever once experienced. I mean, there were so many times when issues with my dysphoria, they always reflected into like my lack of being able to be, able to develop up in the front, and where it counts, right? So here I am taking estradiol and, doing injections and like hoping and praying that things would grow. And, I got to a certain degree of growth and, thankfully I got to that place. But it just, it was nothing compared to where I am now. I mean, it was like peanuts, it really didn't make a hill of beans difference compared to where I am today. And today, I don't even know what I am, honestly. I don't know if I'm a D. I don't know if I'm a double D. I know that I'm not a C. I know that because the implant that my doctor ended up going with was a larger one with a larger diameter, larger width to accommodate my chest cavity and stuff and to give me the cleavage that I've wanted to have. So that's what I was looking for. But um, he came in the room and he was just like so excited and he was like, "Are you ready for your big day?" And I was like, "Yeah, big day." Oh, Ashbringer thinks it's double D. Do you think I'm a double D? Really? I understand, but it's good you're using them only when you need. You're fine. Keep having fun and know I'm watching for Phoenix. I love you too. Thanks, Mindful Moose. Um, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Victoria's Secret will have the final word when I go get fitted officially after my swelling goes down a little bit and I'm able to, get out of this. See, what I'm wearing right now is a surgical bra. They put it on It has a Velcro strap here and here, and in the middle it has a Velcro strap as well. So it's, and I still have the markings that he put on me. Like, I still have the markings that I would have had when he was, sizing me up and stuff. Like he sat there and he like drew, around and, kind of filled in where I was supposed to, you know, be, right? Asymmetrically. Yes, you look like a double D, but it could just be the surgical bra. Yeah, I'm. I mean, the surgical bra doesn't really have padding. I'm just saying, it's just clothy material, so it doesn't have padding. So the padding is coming from, well, from me, right? It's coming from me. It's coming from me. Can you believe it? I mean, for me, it's unbelievable because I mean, for me, it's like a dream come true. For me, it's like, wow, I'm visually seeing what I always saw in my mind. It's really cool. So, I just, I'm just so grateful for that doctor. He, he's an amazing surgeon. He's board certified, and if anyone's looking to get um, breast augmentation surgery in the Pacific Northwest, I would highly recommend the staff at the Polyclinic. You are right. It's all you. You look great. I think what happens is it just fills my face with joy and it fills my heart with exuberance and happiness that, you know, nobody can take away from me. I I just know how I used to feel, you know, and I don't feel like that anymore. And for those that would say gender dysphoria is not real, I would say that more than likely they've never really experienced gender dysphoria, because if you're going to say that it's not real, then you're discounting the reality for many, many people. People like me, people like my friend Ashbringer, people, all over, who say, you know, I am so much more comfortable with my body now that I have it aligned properly. And there's not much you can say about, being able to have that, to have that confidence and to have that comfort level, you know. And I'm serious. I'm serious though. I love my arms. I don't know. It's just cool, It's just like, I don't know. I just really think it's really neat. Um, but I'm sitting here in my bedroom here that I'm recovering in here in Gig Harbor at a good friend's house, and my friend from Manson and her friend have been absolutely wonderful to me. They've been like taking care of me, fanning me, bringing me grapes and you know palm leaves, all of it, right? They've been doing so much for me. Not literally that, but it's been pretty much that if you kind of like want to compare it to stuff. Like yesterday, my friend from here in Gig Harbor made me an awesome spaghetti and meatballs. I haven't had spaghetti and meatballs. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the last time I had spaghetti and meatballs, like real meat, like real spaghetti, not like vegan spaghetti or vegan sausage spaghetti. It's like the real deal. So she made me some of that. And the night before we had Papa Murphy's take and bake pizza. We had the vegetarian with chicken, and thin crust. Super good. And then after that, Well, today I'll tell you what we had today. But so getting back to my doctor, I told him, I said, Doctor, I really don't want to get something that would be like, and I did all this just for that, and just be disappointed because it is a very invasive procedure. And, there's a lot to it. There's a lot that goes on. And I just, I honestly wanted to just um, be happy with the results. And I did think, seriously, did think that he was going to do the best job. I really did. And he did. He did. He did good by me. Um, but he was like, "Oh yeah." I go, "So what do you think about the implant size?" I if you're gonna go, if you're gonna side to any take any position, you know, please, I would like for you to decide on giving me the bigger one. And he goes, I go, like 385 to 400, is that right? What we were talking about? And he goes, oh no, I'm thinking more like 500. And my friend and I looked at each other, we're like, 500? He goes, yeah, I think your stature can handle it. I mean, you're statuesque. You have you know, a larger body, and I think, it's going to suit you really well. And I just looked at him and I said, "You know what, doctor? I am totally and completely um confident that you're going to do the best with my body that you can do, because he is a perfectionist. I mean, it's like he's got all these great ratings and stuff. And maybe in the future I'll share the name of the doctor. But I was gonna maybe talk to my friend and ask her, what she thought about me mentioning my doctor, um, if that was a wise idea or not. But yeah, he was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do a really nice job here. You have a very nice frame, and we're gonna make you very happy." Yes. So he said, "I'll see you in the OR," and I was like, "Okay, doc." And my doctor, okay, he's really easy on the eyes. He's a cutie, right? So doctor, you know, yeah, he had it going on. Let me just say. And he knows what he's doing, and he loves what he does. You could just tell, it wasn't like it was a chore to come to work, I guess the man likes boobs, right? I guess, and he loves making perfect boobs, right? So um I was just so I was just so grateful. I just don't think that there's a better doctor out there that you could possibly go to, honestly. You know, when it comes to comfort level and the ability to really like be at peace, you know. And no, he didn't give me all the different sizers and different ideas of what I would look like and stuff. He just like said, "Okay, hold on. You're the canvas, I'm the painter. Let me create my masterpiece, and I'm sure you will like it." And sure enough, okay, sure enough, I am so, 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 so grateful, really. So, I ended up um, saying goodbye to my friend who was, told that she could go wait in the waiting room and stuff. And then I was like, I looked at my nurse and I said, "Can I bring my camera so that I can videotape something?" She goes, "No, honey, I'm sorry. You are officially a patient with us here. So movie time is over. If you want, I can put it up in lockup or your friend can hold it." And I was like, "Okay," because I wanted to, do video when I was recovering or, do something, right? But it wasn't meant to be. So I said my goodbyes, and then I went over to the bathroom, and she said, go ahead and, you know, make sure that, you've gone to the bathroom, and then when you're done, just come out the other side of the door and meet me there. And so that's what I did. I met her there, and she's like, okay, and now come with me. We have this crack, surgical center, top of the line, state of the art, beautiful, clean, sterile. There was nothing at all questionable about the place. It was just not. It was not seedy. It was not dirty. It was not. I mean, it was like brand new. The surgery center. So they took me over to the OR, and it was this room that had like three sides, I think, of like windows that looked over to downtown and out to, well, actually out to Lake Union, I think they said. And it was a beautiful room. And if I would have had a camera, I would have taken a picture of it because it was so nice. And my OR bed was like, it was like really small, and they had me put on my gown facing this way so that the ties were in the back, and they explained it. They said, when you do go out, I don't want you to be sitting on your gown, so we have you put it on backwards and tie it from the back so that when, you know, we need to do the operate on you, we can take it off nice and easily. So that's what he did, and I got up on the on the table, and it was like, okay, all right, where are we going to now? So basically, I had everything done, with regards to my anesthesia and with my doctor. Everything was done and ready to go. So they arrived, and my anesthesiologist, super, super cute, super nice guy named Peter. Um, Peter like took my left arm and he put it on, the um, the counter or something, whatever it was, a support. And then he started administering the IV to this vein, and, started just talking. And he's like, oh, so you live in the Lake Chelan area. Oh, it's such a beautiful place. And by the way, I'm going to be putting in a little bit of fentanyl and something else or something. And he goes, so tell me about such and such and such and such. And I was like, well, actually, we just picked some cherries, in our orchard, and that orchard's not going to be picked. And they're like, oh, wow, really? That's amazing. So I've landed at the airport there, and it's pretty dicey because it's a, small airport. And then the next thing I know, I mean, literally, he's just talking about that. And I'm like, 1, 2, 3, gone. Literally gone. I mean, it's like, I was out. I was out. And it was just like they said, you don't realize it. You don't like go incrementally. It's like all of a sudden, boom, you know. So I was out cold, My anesthesiologist was using propofol, and it's a very gentle deep sedation narcotic. And those of you remember Michael Jackson and the infamous doctor who gave him propofol and didn't really monitor him, and he died, right? Um, but this guy was there, and he was monitoring everything. And it just seemed like seconds. And then the next thing I know, someone's talking to me, and I hear this woman's voice and says, Lynna, are you with us? And I was like, um, yeah, I'm here. Here I am. And I'm like, okay, ready for the surgery. So when they're like, oh, honey, it's over. You're done. We just have to get you into recovery and have you warm up a bit, and then you can be on your way. We'll just wheel you down, and you can go recover at home. And I was like, what? Are you serious? That now all of a sudden, it's over? Like I have my breasts. They're yeah, really? And they're like, you know, yes, honey, you are good. You are good. And you know, um, I went. They put some blanket on me or something, and I was all chilled. I was just super chilled, super like just shaking, And they go, "Oh, that's normal. It'll even out, really fast, So I was thinking, I'm gonna be here like an hour and a half. Seriously, it must have been like 20 minutes later. I was done. I was like, okay, I'm warmed up. I'm feeling good. I'm with it. I was like asking questions, and I, you know, um, said whatnot. And then she goes, I think, what was it? I got lifted up out of the bed, and then I went to a waiting area. And then my friend came and visit and to sit down with me. And I was in a wheelchair. And she's like, well, I just want you to know, Lynna, that your doctor came to me after your surgery and said, you know what? She woke up smiling. Like, I was like asleep, I'm like in deep sedation. And this was like a real big sign for my friend who's been so supportive, of my of my life, of me, and the procedure and my transition and everything. And she's like, this was just a gentle reminder that you are doing the right thing for you. I mean, I'm not going to say it's right for everybody, but for me, you know, even in my deepest, like, non awake, like, what's the word? Um, when you're not cognizant, um, when you're not conscious of everything because you're not really just functioning normally. You're kind of in your subconscious, and like in my subconscious, I smiled when I woke up. I'm just like, wow, I was just my body, my brain, my spirit, everything was like, yes, this is a good thing. And my body was just so like ready, and it was like, you did good, girl. You did the right thing for yourself. So um I got picked up. What was it? Oh yeah, I went to that room, and my friend saw me, and then they're like, okay, I guess we're ready. We're just gonna take the elevator, and you're on your way. And sure enough, my friend was like aghast. She was like, her mouth agape, and she's like, Lynna, I can't believe how easy this has gone for you. And I was like, I don't know. I'm just like, she's like, oh my goodness, you're just so like, easy. And I was like, well, I'm just so happy. This is something I've wanted. This is something that I've felt that, was me. And no hesitation, no no buyer's remorse, nothing like that. So we get in the car, and I made a little video, and I don't know if I've posted it. I think I have. But I made a little video, and then um, just started to talk about, you know, everything that took place and what happened and everything. And I was just so excited. We're driving back out of Seattle, and I'm like thinking, oh my gosh, I have boobs. I mean, I have boobs, like real boobs, not like what I have those little falsies, and I don't know, maybe I'll show them to you. Hold on. I'm just like, what? Seriously. I'm like, this is insane, you know? So, okay. So anyway, I have these falsies, and I've used them, and they've served their purpose. They've been good fakies for me, and I've been, you know, thankful that I've at least been able to have them, you know, because I bought them at Macy's last year. Yeah, Macy's. Um, when I was living in Minnesota, and these are them. Okay, these are them. Look at them. They're so feeble. They're so thin. It's like, I mean, in Spanish we use the word "ay bendito." It's like, oh, so cute, right? Because I put them on, and I think they would cover my nipple at this point. I mean, it's like, what? This was something that I thought was going to give me like some kind of, bump or something. It served its purpose. It was a brave little piece of silicone plastic, but I may donate them. I don't know. If you guys think of anybody I could donate them to, who might need them, you know, I don't mind. I don't mind sending it, mailing it away. I have old bras that won't ever fit because they're like a 34A, B, or, even a C. It's like, seriously? I can't even fit into a C? And that was the goal. My goal was, if I could just be a C, I'd be happy, you know. Amy, hi Amy. Mwah. How are you, Amy? Oh my Amy. We have got to talk, my dear. We should. So I've just been like, I was like, all right, so we're not playing in the we're not playing in the kiddie section anymore. This is the real bazongas, the real deal. And let me tell you, it was something that I knew. I knew it. And I was I was holding back because I didn't really want to go there yet in my emotional state. I was just like, okay, I I don't want to go there because I know it's going to affect me in a major way. I literally thought, oh my goodness, you know, it's one thing to see myself in a bra, right? And then just to go, oh, yeah, there's something there. Oh, yeah, there's something there, right? And then it's another thing to literally go to the bathroom and disrobe yourself and to look at your body. And it's like, I was like, when I would do this, my friend was like, when you did that video and you're looking down the first time, you were just like, doing this thing. I guess I do something with my mouth, like, like, I don't know, like in shock and whatnot. But I got back and I was like, we drove back to Gig Harbor to the house, and before we got in, my friend was like, "So what would you like to have for lunch?" And I was like, because we were there at 7:30 or 7:15, we got out at 10:15. It's like, what is this instant boobs? It was like in and out, quick. Grab the burger and run. I don't know. So we just like we got there and we were out and I was on the road with my new body, basically my new body. And she's like, "What would you like to have?" And I'm like thinking, all right, whatever it is, it better be like easy and not like, like messy that you'd have to like, you know, use a fork or, make sure that it doesn't dribble. So I was like, you know what? I haven't had KFC since I can't remember when. And I was like, chicken tenders sound really yummy, you know? So who knew? Um, KFC had some really good chicken tenders. And then I mentioned to her, "Oh yeah, I used to love the potato wedges." And she's like, "What are potato wedges?" I go, "Oh, they're like those JoJo fries you get at like I don't know, Shakey's Pizza used to have JoJo fries, I guess they call it. Those of you who know about Shakey's. But they're like those thick um, potato with like, fluffy inside and stuff. It's really, really yummy, right? So I just I knew what I wanted, and I said, and some honey mustard, that would just be perfect. So we ordered it, and then they gave us more tenders because they didn't have, what was it? They didn't have biscuits because their biscuit machine got messed up. And so we're walking out of there with seven chicken tenders, and she had like two or three of them, and I had four, and it was so yummy. I filled it up with topped it off with a cherry Pepsi. So because when I was watching videos about breast augmentation, the doctor was like, make sure that you get plenty of sugar, in your diet when, after surgery, so you don't zone out or something. So I was just like, yes, yummy. So I got a cherry Pepsi and had it, and I don't know when the last time was that I've ever had a cherry Pepsi. It's been a long time. But we got to the house, and I gingerly got out. She helped me unbuckle because the most important thing for me is to make sure that the sutures are not compromised in any way. So I'm kind of like, they told me you need to have alligator, not alligator, you need to have T-Rex arms, like, I can't move my arms apart from my body, they're kind of stuck right here, so you move your arms and you get things and pick things up and you do things where you're right here, you're nowhere but right here, so you're not putting any stress on the stitches, right, the soluble stitches that are weakening as the days go by. So I was just like, okay, all right. and and I got back home, and I was just like, I'm like ready to, I don't know. I was like on cloud nine. So I was like super talkative. And I was telling my friend about, my life and what I've been through and all the positive things that have come about and, old pictures. Yeah, T-Rex arms. Oh. So we joke around about it. T-Rex, T-Rex, you got to be a T-Rex. They have those little arms, and you wonder how in the world they could have gotten along in prehistoric world, Jurassic times. But yeah, so T-Rex arms me for the next, 7 to 10 days, I guess. But I got back and sat down on the couch and, had my chicken tenders and, had a wonderful, wonderful meal. And then, they're like, okay, Lynna, it's time to have, the painkillers and stuff. So you're going to, just take whatever. And I go, yep, just do whatever. One person, one of my friends is a nurse, so she knows all about it. And she's like, okay, here's what you have to do, and this is what you need to be on. And so I just follow directions, just do what I'm told. And it's worked. It's worked really well. I'm not constipated. They say sometimes that, pain medication makes you constipated and stuff. I had a regular, you know, um, encounter, with the restroom, and it was wonderful. So that was all well and good. But I I had a really good day. The first day, my friend's like, Lynna, I can't believe how easy this has been. I mean, you know, you look at your incisions and, she's like, there's no bleeding, you're not overly swollen, you're just, really comfortable, right? And I go, well, I'm feeling a little sore, obviously, and there's pain, and I want to get ahead of it, but with the oxycodone and the Tylenol, extra straight Tylenol, it's it's working, right? It's doing its job. So I didn't I didn't look. I got myself to not go there, to look at my body. I made it through one day of not looking. The next morning, I woke up after having slept pretty decently. Um, pain meds didn't my pain didn't wake me up or anything, but I woke up and I was just like, okay, so let's let's heal, right? So my friend was like, Lynna, are you gonna look? I was like, what do you mean look? Like look? I go, I want to, but I'm afraid that if I do look, I may faint, literally faint. And I knew my body. I knew how drastic the changes would just overtake my body. And um, my friend Ashbringer here, she said, Lynna, it's okay. You can just rip that Velcro off, girl, and take a look. See what your girls look like. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to do that because the suspense is killing me. The suspense is like, okay, all right. They're here, they're out, they're yeah. And so about like I think it was like 11:15. I got up and told my friend after having breakfast and stuff. I said, "Okay, friend, let's go to the back, the big unveiling." And it was like, "Okay." So we went back to the bathroom and she helped me pull my top down and she helped me undo the Velcro and I took some of the dressing off and I took off my surgical bra and I just stared in the mirror and I was like, oh my God, it's done. I have boobs. I mean, I have the one like most crucial, like most coveted, okay, beautiful symbols of femininity are two bosoms, or two breasts, a bosom. And, it's just a beautiful sign of femininity and being a woman and everything. And there I was looking in the mirror, and I wasn't looking at a dream. I wasn't looking at a movie. I wasn't looking at anything other than my own self. And I saw myself, and I was like, I was just like, oh my gosh. So it just overtook me like I thought it would. First, it started down at my stomach, and I started to just perspire and start to glow and just started to get wet, and my face started glowing really bad and glistening like crazy, and my hair started to get all just wet, wet, and I was like feeling queasy. I was feeling like I was gonna faint, you know. And my friend got a wet towel, and she goes, "Here, Lynna, let me put this on your head." And I was like, "Oh, don't put it on; it's gonna mess up my makeup." She goes, "You're such a powder puff," and I was like, Um, okay. So she put it on. I was like, oh, just run my makeup. So, but here I am, like struggling, right? Struggling to stand, struggling to just like take take everything and look at it all and as a whole. And I just emotionally collapsed. I sat down on the toilet seat, and she took my hand and she started, helping me cool down, and she gave me water. And I told her, can I have some water? And I drank some water, and I was just like, my eyes were closed, and I was just like, breathe, Lynna, just breathe, just breathe, just breathe, just breathe. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. You're just excited. You're just super happy. And she goes, honey, would you like to just lie down in your bed? And I was like, you know what? I would. So she led me back to my room, to this bed, and I lied down. She laid me down, and I was still sweating bricks. I mean, I soaked my pillow completely, soaked it, and I just sat there, without the surgical bra, just me out there, and I was like, oh my gosh, even when I lie down, there's two mounds of beautiful bosom, and it's just like, wow, you know, gosh, no longer this, no longer like fake fakies, and it's like mine, my body, this is me, this is who I am. I'm a woman, and oh, I can't tell you how awesome it feels to be here at this place. I don't know what it feels like for other people that go through this kind of thing, but for me, it was just the most transformative experience that I have ever had in my entire life. Seeing myself complete and whole with a woman's figure, and just really, I mean, it was just beautiful. It was beautiful. So she sat down with me on the little rocking chair, she held my hand and she just like said, "It's gonna be okay, Lynna. You're fine." And she goes, "Can I get you anything, honey?" And I was just like, I am just so happy right now. I am just so grateful right now. I mean, I just started thinking about the gratefulness that I had, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is just the most incredible thing that I could have ever imagined. I mean, I know that, you know, gender confirmation surgery is going to be amazing. When I have that done, which I will. Um, but this is the most visually um, visible of all the feminization things that a person like me could do. And the other one's personal, and it's very much a beautiful thing. But no one's going to be sharing that. But like, I can't help but share this with you guys because this is what I got. It's like, this is it. So um, I'm like, wow, wow. Life is not going to be the same. It's just not going to be the same. And I was just like, I got like really emotional. I like really just, I don't know. I felt this deep, 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 very deep sense of like gratefulness, and I was just like moaning and sobbing, like really deep, deep seated, rooted tears of joy. It's almost like, things that were set inside of one's person that were sealed for a very long time. And all of a sudden, now they're able to open up, you know, and sure enough, it just had happened. It happened. And it's really changed my life. It really has. And I feel like, my whole image of myself I just feel softer. I feel more feminine. I feel more at ease. I mean, I feel more comfortable. Everything. It's like I feel like I'm like getting less facial hair. I mean, it's really amazing what's taking place. And Amy says, "I told you that your clothes would look different." They do, Amy. They look way different. This top, I could like swim in it, and now it's like, dang girl, this is like, I mean, it's showing the girls, which is really cool, right? Um, my two twin babies that came on June 12th, 2019. I did not think that at 49 I was going to make it to be able, to have surgery before I was 50. And here I am, 2 days after my surgery, telling everybody about what happened to me and how happy it has made me and how grateful I am. It's it's a life-changing thing. It really is. It really affects you in a way that there are no words to describe it, you know. But I just know that this was meant for me. This was meant for me. This was my destiny to fulfill. And there's nothing evil. I'm sorry for those of you who would want to throw people under the bus and call out people. There's nothing evil about being whole and feeling good about oneself and how God made you to be, because nobody asked to be this way. It's just we are this way, you know. But I got really tired after that, and I had a really cool outing that I was going to be um, going with a friend, and I had to cancel because I just felt so weak. I didn't have the energy. No, I didn't have the energy at all to do anything. And I just, after that, I, I finally cooled down, and then I went and just had a good nap and fell asleep. And yeah, it was just, it's a moment that I'll never forget. Um, I was wearing my hospital admittance bracelet like a kid that goes to a water park and wants to, like, you know, um, evil backwards is live. Live. Yes, exactly. So I was like wearing that thing, like I was like proud of it, and I wanted to, keep it on or something, like going to some concert event and you're like, yeah, I want to remember it, or, going to the water park and just like, oh yeah, that was such a cool time. Because it's like I went and got my breast augmented. I went to get my breast augmentation. Okay. And I thought it was like a ride at the theme park, or going to a theme park or something, because, you know, it was just that great of an experience for me. Um, I would definitely recommend it for anyone who is in the place in life that I am in. And it's something that if it's meant for you, you'll wake up smiling. You'll wake up smiling, literally. It's like, who knew, right? So I was just like over the moon, excited, over the moon about everything that took place. And ever since, I mean, my recovery's gone really smoothly. Everything's going really nicely. Um, I have an appointment follow up on Monday with my doctor in Seattle, and he's going to look at everything. And I've been a model patient because I remember T Rex arms. Yep, T Rex. So I've been doing T Rex arms, and yeah, it just, wow, you know, wow. I just, you know, so my friend was like, Lynna, when I look at you, I just, there's just different sense about you. I go, I don't know. I mean, just me. And she goes, it's just, there's like a softer you, or there's just a, less anxious you or whatever. And I was like, you know, that's the truth. I'm at peace. I'm at peace with where I'm at. I'm at peace with my life. I'm at peace with my body. And, I still have certain things to get done. But for the most part, I mean, I'm finally back on track, you know, finally, finally back on track. And my face is as smooth as it's ever been. I mean, I'm using coconut oil and, just trying to make sure that I clean it really well. I've been using micellar water, and just making sure that I'm making just good decisions and stuff like that. And it's really like amazing what's taking place. I can see myself like just becoming the woman that I've always known myself to be, and being able to to have that comfort level is just beyond the world exciting, beyond. How long is the healing process? The real question. When will you get to drive sports cars again? Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I love that, Sherry. Um, well, I need to rest the breast, is what some doctors would say, for a minimum of 6 weeks. And that's going to be kind of like the the main just focal point for to determine complete healing. So complete healing happens in 6 weeks. And what is really kind of like um, misleading is that I know she is hilarious. um, you basically like your sutures are in place and they're dissolving as you're healing, right? And they say that the sutures themselves are at their weakest point 3 weeks after surgery. So that means that, 3 weeks later, all's well and good. You're like super pumped and you think you could go work out, or, you think you could go do stuff or run, or I don't know, whatever people think they can do, lift things and raise their arms really high and I don't know, play basketball. I don't know, but, or bowl. I don't know. So, but they say that the sutures are at their weakest point at 3 weeks. So that means if you do something, you work out or you do anything to put any strain on them, they're going to rip open and they're going to cause issues, possibly infection. And, some people have had them actually fall out, like, like implant on the floor, and that would not be good, to have one of these babies fall out, you know, and then, you know, just not a good thing. So I'm going to be really careful, even though it's 3 weeks later, and I'll still be babying my 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 breast augmentation healing process, so that I don't do anything to compromise myself, because I really feel that everything went super swell. Everything went super well. So your attitude, let's see. The real question is, when will you get to drive sports cars again? And that can happen like next week, like if I wanted to. So which sports car should I drive? Should I drive the Montego Blue 94 Mazda Miata? Or should I drive the 2015 25th edition rare to buy, collector's item MX-8, which is like a model of the old, Mazda Miata, or should I drive that Nash Metropolitan classic car? I have so many options. Or I could just drive my own little car, my own Hyundai Accent. It's yeah. So I'm thinking the Montego Blue 94. Hmm. I don't know, but red, that red one that I drove that first day, we were playing like RESPECT, all that. And it was so fun because, I mean, it was like the first car that I had, convertible I had driven, and with my friend. And she's like, then I just enjoy, have fun. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So I can drive a car with T-Rex arms. I don't need to drive it like a bus. So I could just drive it with T-Rex arms and carefully shift, maybe just, shift it slowly, carefully, without moving my arms off to the side. But I'm so excited, just so excited. There's so many things coming up. My life is full of blessings. Um, Tomorrow, I'm going to meet up with a wonderful group of ladies. Yeah, the red one. Yeah, that red one was sweet. You just push the button and the top goes down, and it's just so cool. So, and I think she has the license plate for it now, so we could go tool around in it. But she seems to like the '94 Montego Blue one because it has like that classic sports car feel, like the small like midget or rally car or something like that. But yeah, they're both phenomenal to drive. Um, so I just continue to heal. I continue to heal really well. Um, I continue to baffle my caregivers. They're like, shouldn't you be tired? Shouldn't you be um, like in pain? And I'm like, you can't drive a sports car with T-Rex arms at Amy Ferguson. How can you make the turns? Like this, it's a little car, right? It's a little car. I don't know. I'll ask my friend. She'll let me know if I could drive with T-Rex arms. I could push myself forward in the seat and drive like this or something. I don't know. But it would be fun anyway. But as long as I'm taking oxycodone, there's no way I'm going to drive, because it causes drowsiness, right? And it's a narcotic. So, but we're going to be here till the cows come home. No, till Monday, um, and I have an appointment at 10 in the morning. But tomorrow, I'm getting together with a few ladies, my friend and her friend, and then a couple of my friends, and we're gonna just go have a really nice girls' breakfast, and have a great time having some home food and talking about stuff, and it's just gonna be really cool. Um, my friend from Tacoma is gonna be there, and she is just a wonderful woman, and she has a friend as well. I don't think she knows that she's going to be there, but I invited her, and we're going to have a great time just gabbing away, chatting away, and having fun, what girls do, right? Just chat and talk and have some good food in the process and, just live life, right? So it's just amazing. It's really amazing. I'm just beyond blessed, beyond blessed. And at some point or another, I probably will go to Value Village before I leave. It's that discount store, and maybe I'll try stuff on or something at one of the stores, or I don't know. See if I don't know. I may have to not. I may not be able to do that because I do have T-Rex arms. So trying to put on a dress and zip it up from the back will probably rip a stitch or something. So um, I'll just have to make do. But I am just so beyond happy. Those of you who know me, um, who've known me for a long time, last year at this time, I was living in Minnesota, and I was just trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life and stuff. And life has really taken some crazy twists and turns. It really seriously has. It's been a roller coaster. And ever since leaving my ex um, this March, life has just really blossomed for me. It's like I feel like a flower that's like able to finally blossom and have beautiful petals show in my life. It's just, you know, I felt like for a long time I couldn't do that, you know. But I am. I am so happy. So happy. You guys don't know. You guys don't know. But it's a joy unspeakable and full of happiness. And I'm just, wow. Well, I better get going, you guys. It's been really wonderful chatting with you. Thank you for joining me here and letting me share my story. And I will definitely have a lot more to share in the coming days. Um, we just went and had some wonderful Thai food. We went to a restaurant in Tacoma. Let me see if I can find some pictures of it. Maybe I could share something with you. It's taking a little while. So, let's see. Okay. So, there it is. All right. I'm going to share with you some pictures of my awesome, awesome meal. So if I can remember how to share things, my goodness. Share screen. Um, Share screen. Chrome tab. Photos. Um, Making sure that there's nothing nasty on my pictures. And photos. And share. Okay, so there's that's an asparagus chicken at the Thai place. Yummy, yummy, yum. And had some. Oh my goodness, crispy chicken. Look at that. Is that not good with fresh fried basil and broccoli? Whew, good stuff. Good stuff. I love that. Love, love, love it. And of course, rice. And we went out to, okay, I'm going to put a little blurb here talking about, let me see. What are we talking about? Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lynna you're watching Lynna's Life at the Thai restaurant. And I've been learning how to use chopsticks. I mean, I've practiced before and tried to, but it's always been kind of frustrating. But my friend here has been ever so patient with me. And she's just, well, can you explain?
You have one of the chopsticks in a stationary position between your thumb and your forefinger resting against your pinky.
I know.
And you have the other chopstick is the one that moves. And you move it with your index and middle finger against the stationary one.
You're like doing exercises that I can't. It's like level 2 of chopstick training.
That's right. Well, you're only at level 1 right now. You've taken the wrapper off. We've broken them apart. And you've successfully gotten a mushroom, an onion, and asparagus.
I don't want to take friends to
but you could have a small piece of, we need the demonstration here of you showing your eptness versus your ineptness. All right, that's a piece of crunchy, properly executed pick and deliver.
I did it.
Sort of a Lynna version of a hit and run on a Chinese fruit plate.
I still keep
Thai.
slipping and sliding though on this pinky.
It takes practice.
Pinky just wants to go poof.
Practice.
And then it's like a shambles.
Oh, no, now they're icky.
I know, but that's what happens.
All right.
I just made them icky.
All right. right. That's it for today. Well, say goodbye, Lynna. It could be it, but I can talk about the fork. No, we're not using the fork here. That's not showing any respect for the food. How about a bamboo fork? No. How about like a hybrid fork? A fork? I think they call that a spork. Yeah. Fork stick. How about a fork stick? You're too grown up for a spork. They should modernize it. I don't really think you should be using a spork in a Thai restaurant that's made you some beautifully prepared dishes. You're too grown up for a spork. KFC still has them, and Taco Bell still has them. You're welcome to go there by yourself. I mentioned I would love to get some Taco Bell, and I heard like a pin drop in the car. There was no Taco Bell. No. We're gonna go get something exquisite. So, say goodbye, Lynna. Goodbye, Lynna. I've been Mark.
Yeah, so too much fun. Too much fun. If you have trouble with the chopsticks, just stab them. Just stab things with them. Ah, that's what I should do. I gotcha. Okay. Next time. Oh, and maybe I'll share a picture of where I was at. Oops, like that. It's a beautiful area, and the oh, it's kind of stuck. Oh, it's kind of slow. Well, maybe it's just not meant to be. Let me see. Try to refresh it. Kind of slow. Let's see. Pick a picture, any picture, Lynna. Just pick one. Yeah. I'm just looking for one that kind of tells the story. Oh. Actually, I changed my mind. There's not, that many. Well, you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for watching. Chopsticks work with muggers. Okay, that's great to know. Oh, another thing that uh, happened the other day was the lady at the restaurant, the waitress. She brought like two other chopsticks, and she goes, "You need to go home and try to practice. You know nothing." It's like, no, she didn't say that. She's just like, "I got you some chopsticks so you can practice for next time." And I was like, "Oh, thank you so much, because I will be back." It was awesome food and very, very delicious. So on that note, I shall leave you guys, and the girls say bye as well. And looking forward to more healing, more, comfort. I'm feeling more sensation. It might be too much TMI, but like when I touch the areola nipple area, I feel a sensation there. But like when I touch this side, it's kind of like dead. I mean, there's a little bit more sensation than there was yesterday, but I guess the nerve endings are trying to reconnect. They're trying to, find themselves and stuff. So um, I'm hoping that everything goes back to normal. And some people report a loss of sensation, but other people say that really nothing's different. Um, so let me see. Candace says, "Yeah, that's what I meant. LOL." Who is Candace? Who are you, Candace? Do I know you? Just I love having new people, but I don't remember a Candace here. But welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Let's see, what else is there? My clothes fit so different. You're right, Amy. My clothes are fitting way different, you know. And I brought along my favorite hat. It's my hat that I've had for a very long time, and I really love this hat. It's like my I don't know. It's like my comfort blanket. It's my hat. Um, I love it. But this hat was with me when I had my accident, and it survived. It survived. It survived my marriage. It survived, you know, um, all the all the purging of clothing that I went through when I was asked to become a minimalist. Um, it 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 made it through so much, and I'm just happy to have it. I'm happy that I have it. Oh, and you guys, okay, this is my hair. This is my hair, all of it, and it's growing. It's getting longer, and it's healthy. It's like really healthy and shiny, and you know. But what I'm looking to do in the future is I'm looking into getting some keratin tipped extensions and adding a little bit more length to my hair and a little bit more volume. So there's a place not too far from where I live where they do, like I want to get some lighter gold highlights in my hair. The only time I've ever done highlights was when I did it through eSalon, and they worked. I mean, they weren't like professional or anything, but I do have some highlights. I mean, I think you guys can see them, and I have some highlights in my hair, and that was all me experimenting. But I'm ready to get my hair colored a little bit again, and I don't know. I've been looking at like a balayage. I'd love to have that. And I want to get a little bit more length and a little bit more volume, especially up in this area. You know, but I'm very happy with how everything's going, and yeah, I'll probably still wear wigs as like a comfort thing, but I know that I can feel confident and go out with my own hair now, which is something that I couldn't do for a very long time. Um, but now you know, I would do it. I tie my hair up in a ponytail, or, I'm just experimenting with things because my hair is finally getting longer. Yes. I can't wait till it gets down to here, right? Down here, mid boob, you know? So, anyway, I think I've babbled on a little too long. I don't want to lose anyone's attention, but you guys have a great evening. It's Friday, June 14th, and it's almost 6:30 here in Gig Harbor, Washington. Wow, I almost forgot where I was living or staying. Must be the oxycodone. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for your support and your love. And I will see you on the next Lynna's Life. Probably be out and about with the dogs or something. Maybe I'll bring Shadow along. Maybe I'll do some videos with the dogs because we've got some cute dogs here. I mean, my two lab friends. Banjo and Jammin are just the two most incredible dogs ever. Obviously Shadow, and we have another one, another larger terrier, and her name is Riley. And they all get along. They all have wonderful, you know, friendships and stuff, and they play together really well. But yeah, so I'll do like a doggy video or something. Thank you guys, and I love you all, and I love everyone and my enemies and anybody, you know, I love it all, everybody. All right, you guys have a great evening. Thank you so much, and I will see you on another episode of Lynna's Life. Be well.